Hey, this is Andy with Rocket City Pinball. I'm coming to you today from the Pinball Lounge in Oviedo. This is one of my favorite places to come play pinball in Central Florida. I'm standing right here inside there. This is just their overflow room. They've got several machines in here, but there's another huge room, the main lounge, which is so big, has so many games in it. But I'm here in this room today because I'm going to show you how to install the Dragon Tank mod in the James Bond Pro. Kurt was kind enough to allow me to come in here to show you how to do this. So, if you order the Dragon Tank mod for me, you get the Dragon Tank with the scene. The mouth will light up, the eyes will light up, and we'll demonstrate that. That's all pre-wired and ready to go. You'll get a couple of screws to blend in with the color of the scenery a little bit better. And you'll also get two sets of connectors that you have to install underneath the playfield. These connectors make the mod 100% removable with no permanent modification to your game, so it works out really well. So let's show you how to do this. So first we're going to start on the top of the playfield, and we're going to take the Dragon Tank plastic off. Now my piece is actually going to mount on top of that plastic, but we're going to take this one off so that we can access the hole underneath where the light wires are going to pass through. So you have to remove this screw here and this screw back here, and that's it. So first we'll take that one off. There's one, and remember I sent you replacement hardware, so you won't need to reinstall those. You can just set them aside and save it. These have lock washers as well. I will include lock washers in the kit. Sorry I didn't have them pictured in the beginning, but I have them here with me. Okay, so those two screws are out. So now that plastic is loose. Okay, now you'll notice on the back of the Dragon Tank mod I have two sets of wires coming out. One is for the mouth of the Dragon Tank, and the other is for the lights that are in the eyes. Now I've marked one of the end fittings in orange, think fire, so that's for the mouth. The other one is plain, that's just for the eyes. So what you're going to do is you're going to lift up this plastic we just removed and just kind of set this one on top. I've designed some clearance holes in there because there's a couple of pieces that are riveted on, but the clearance holes will allow it to sit flush on there. And you'll notice underneath the tank there's a hole in the playfield right there where the wires come up. So this is where we're going to pass the wires through. So I recommend you take these wires that are coming out of the back of the tank and wrap them down. We're going to wrap them down around this angled section here and try to push them between the metal and the post back here. That'll help tuck them in and keep them out of the way. So first I'm going to try to take the ends and just kind of push them down into the hole. I'm not sure if you can see that with my hand in the way. So there I'm pushing the wires down into the hole. And now that they're down in the hole, so we'll be able to get to them underneath the playfield, I'm just going to tuck the wires behind this red post back here, and that'll help keep them out of the way. Sorry, my light just turned off on me. Okay, so now if you look closely, yeah, my lights did, I'm sorry. So kind of hard to see in the lighting in here, but the wires are now behind this post. So now you just set the plastic back in place where it was, and we're just going to put the screws back in. So I've got a screw. Oh, okay, that works. So I got a screw, a lock washer, and a washer. And I'm going to put one back here where it goes on top of that post. Alright, and then we're going to take the other one. Put the other one up here in the front, in the scenery right here. Okay. Alright, so now your tank scene is fully installed from the top. And you can see we provided, the scenery is supposed to look like the low-lying vegetation that was in the scene in the movie. Okay, so the next step is to install the connectors to those wires, and that happens underneath the playfield. So I'm going to lift up the playfield here. Typically when you do that, I generally recommend you either take the balls out or just stuff something in the ball access there. Okay. Lift this up. Alright, now underneath the playfield, right down in this area right here, this is the opening that we just pushed those two connectors through. So you'll see a couple sets of wires going up in there. This wire that has a little sheath on it, is going to the light that we're going to tie into for the mouth, and then the other wires here, these red and yellow ones, go to the general illumination that we're going to tap into to get power to the eyes. So you'll notice this right here is the connector for the general illumination light. It looks like a 2-pin connector, and then the other one is down here, which I left unplugged. All right, so here's the other one down here. You'll notice, follow this sheath down here, and you see this one is actually a 3-pin connector, but there's only 2 pins in it. So that makes it easy for us to identify which one is which. So I'm going to start with this one down here. This is the 3-pin connector, is the one for the flames in the mouth. So here's my 3-pin splitter adapter. So these come off just by pushing on this little tab right here, and they come off real easy, like that. And you're going to take my splitter, and you're going to hook them up right in line with those. So it goes there, and then this end goes here. So now what we've done is we've extended the wiring to continue on to the light that's already plugged in, but we've added this little splitter to get power. So again, this is the one for the mouth for the flame. So we're going to come up here to that hole where we were. We're going to find our one that I've labeled orange. There it is. And then you just have to tie these two together like that. Okay, so now that one's connected. There it is. Yeah, I can see it. Okay. So now we still have this other one here to connect. That one's for the eyes on the tank. That's general illumination. That one's going to hook into this connector right here. So same deal. This one has a little tab. Just push the tab and it releases the connector. And then you bring in the splitter. And one end goes here. And the other end ties in right there. So once again, we've just added this little extension in here to continue the existing power, but we've also tapped in and split off power here. So we take this one and we connect it to this other one sticking out. Sorry about my hands. Splits in like this. And now we're connected. Okay, and that's all there is to it. That's the whole installation. So let's pull the playfield down and we'll just get power back to the playfield to show you what that looks like. So I'm going to turn the game illumination back on. All right, there you go. So now you see the lights are on the eyes. They stay on all the time, and the mouth lights up whenever the light that's down here in the front. Let's come back a little bit this way. So you see that light that's in the front. We just tied into that power. So whenever that target in front gets hit, that'll flash, and so will the mouth on the tank. In fact, if we want, we can start up the game. Here's a look at the rest of the Pinball Lounge. They're arranged in a different configuration than normal because they just hosted a big tournament yesterday. But it's a great location to play pinball here in Central Florida. Kurt and Ed are the owners. They're great friends of mine. Happy to be in their good company all the time. So many games to play, always in great shape, always play great. Come on down to the Pinball Lounge in Oviedo.